Welcome back into Sports Drive. I'm your host, Preston Moore. We just showed you the CISD press conference. Now we're going to show you the West Texas A&M one. Lots of great stuff going on with volleyball going back, hoping to defend their national championship, as well as men's and women's basketball getting started. Take a look.
That last matchup, obviously not the way you wanted to go, but it was a tough match there. What can you tell us about that matchup? You feel like, on top of that question, you feel like maybe that is one you needed heading into tournament play?
Well, regardless what it was, that's what we're saying. You know, sometimes a good kick in the teeth can kind of recalibrate you, get you resetting and making sure you're more purposeful with the touches and the scattering reports and stuff like that. So we had our chances. There were definitely some very specific things that we didn't do that led to the outcome and just getting stuck in rotations. And we had some uncharacteristic errors in moments that we usually don't. But sometimes, you know, finding ways to be humbled. Unfortunately, with a loss, it can happen that way. But I know how we're built, and this Monday morning's practice was focused. It was precise. The energy was there, and so we're going to take this win we're going to take the loss as a lesson, and know, you know, we can straighten the path a little bit more. But I still trust our girls. I mean, we have gotten everybody's best, you know, and I think we've done a good job for the most part managing that all through the year. And it got us once, but it's going to be really hard to do it again.
Can you use that motivation of not hosting the conference tournament kind of like, hey, now we have to go prove that we belong here as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've embraced this target, and I think the target's still there, but there's something to be said to have to go somewhere else. And again, I think it's just going to fine tune that focus and not take things for granted. I also think being on the road, sometimes you can really make it a business trip to where you know why you're going, whereas sometimes hosting, it can be, there can be distractions, you know, and so we're going to find every bit of positive as to why we have to go to Dallas. We are. And we also are going to identify the things that could be some noise, if you will. And so we're definitely talking about it today, so by Thursday, we're ready to compete.
Opening with the Texas women, so you guys did speak earlier in the year. Does that have any relevance whatsoever in this game?
I don't think so at this point. I kind of look at it with playoffs. We're all 0-0. It's a fresh new season. I also remember that game very well, and it was 29-27 first set. It could have gone either way, you know, and so with us being able to pull out that first set, that was huge momentum for us, but it could have gone the other way, and it could have been a different story, not necessarily the end result, but how it got there. Texas Women's is a very offensive team. They're super balanced. They've got a lot of just swagger to them to where they're dangerous, you know, so we're going to respect them fully. We know that they're playing for a lot too. They're playing to get into that regional tournament, and so we know what we're up against.
When you talked a lot, like at the beginning of the season, about the depth you guys possess and the potential of this team. How have things kind of come together compared to how you envisioned they would?
You know, I think we're exactly where we projected we would be as far as the depth goes. You know, I mean, we did have to go into a 5-1 running that with Malice this weekend, and I don't think that was a bad thing. I think it was cool that we could see ourselves do it and know that we can still be successful or at least competitive in doing that. But I also want to go back to our grassroots on how we got 25 wins this season so far in that 6-2 offense and having that balance. So I do like our depth, but I also like our flexibility in that. And these ups and downs help us prepare there.
I know that, I mean, obviously, second seed, so it's not like you guys are the 8th, but are you guys embracing any kind of underdog mentality heading into this one?
You know, it's always kind of fun to play the antics of the underdog or a target, and really, I just want to look at it as we got another day to compete. I want to keep our thought process super simple and not get the emotions involved. I really just want to be physical. I mean, I just want to, I don't know, I just want to keep the physical game into it, and at the end, be able to say that, you know? And so we're not playing into it too much. We're just really focusing on the day we're in, more so than what we probably were before this past weekend. And I'm ready to just get in a uniform again and compete.
Obviously, you're just concentrating on Texas women's in the conference tournament, but we all know you're also going to move on. You're going to that regional no matter what. So what do you think it's going to take you guys to host that? Do you have to win it, or?
You know, again, I'm going to be cliche in saying I want to go day by day. So but if I had to, you know, tell the future, we need to win this conference tournament in order to solidify any chances of hosting the regional tournament. But, you know, hosting or not, we're going to be grateful to suit up another day. Hosting is not going to dictate what type of outcome we're trying to go after. The one thing I love about hosting is being able to play in front of our fans in our community, and just that environment that the box brings is special. But we're going to make any environment we're in special, and we're going to make it our place. So, you know, I'm just worrying about Thursday, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, the first game was at Colorado Mesa, so the home team of hosting that regional crossover. And we played really well in the first quarter, struggled in the second quarter with some foul trouble, and just the momentum slipped through us and couldn't really get it back third and fourth quarter. They're a solid team, well-disciplined. Then the second game against South Dakota School of Mines, we started figuring out our way a little bit on just things that works for this team. I think we're still learning different pieces and how everyone plays together, how we can maximize everyone that we have, because we got a good team. Girls work really hard, very versatile and athletic, and so we want to just make sure that we're getting everyone in the right spot to succeed, and feel like we're getting closer and closer after that game against South Dakota School of Mines.
So speaking of which, I mean, you kind of talked about it, still kind of putting the pieces together early on in the season. So far it's been up and down, but I mean, given the fact that you guys do show those flashes of being a really good basketball team, what has been y'all's message moving forward to try to keep it more consistent?
Yeah, just to play a complete 40 minutes, you know, every weekend. Every week after, I believe next week, we got 2 games a week. And so you gotta respect every opponent. You gotta play 40 minutes each game. And so I think that's something that you just teach throughout the year. And as you get more and more accustomed to each other, it should come naturally. And as the confidence grows, hopefully put together closer to 40 minutes, and then we're peaking at the end of the year.
Go ahead.
One of the new pieces that's really stood out so far has been Grace Alvarez. She's really seen them. In every game, she seems to be like kind of a big part of it.
Yeah, so she came in, I mean, everything just kind of got put onto her. She's a point guard at UTEP, so she's played high-level basketball, was very competitive down in Houston against some really top recruits. And so just learning the different system here, I think she's getting better and better. She had 7 assists, I believe, against South Dakota School of Mines and only 1 turnover. And so you just want to see that from your point guard. I mean, she's playing 30-plus minutes and the ball's in her hands all the time. And so she could get things going for us. And I don't think her scoring has come, but it will come. She's in the gym all the time working really hard. But we're impressed with her, and we like the direction she's going.
Corey, one of another transfer that you guys had 23 minutes in the last one. How has she been coming along?
Yeah, she plays so hard every possession, and so I think that's something that we enjoy. I mean, anytime you play against someone who's like that, you're just thinking like, man, you always feel like you just need players who are playing hard, and Glow always goes in and plays hard. And I think the scoring will come for her just off the offensive rebounds, but she defends well and she rebounds really hard, and she's so strong. And so she gives us lots of options to guard a post, guard a guard. Sometimes she's at the top of a press or top of zone, and she just does anything you ask of her. And so she's been a good fit too, along with Grace.
You get another Mine school for your role over there. How excited are you guys to get back here to the FUB?
Yeah, it seems like it's been like months since we played at the FUB, so it's always nice to be home. It's nice to have a full week of practice and not have to worry about any travel days or anything like that. And so we're excited. We're looking forward to it. Colorado Mines was a well-coached team last year. I know they lost a few other better players, but they still returned I believe she was an honorable All-American for WBCA. And so it'll be a challenge, but it's always good to have a good team come into the FUB, and it's great to be playing at home too.
How do you like that matchup?
Against Mines?
Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, we like it. Similar to all the RMAC schools, they're a little bit more fundamentally sound half-court teams than the Lone Star, and so of course we want to use our advantage and push the pace a little bit. And but again, like going back to the first question, we just want to play 40 complete minutes no matter who the opponent is, and just keep building, keep progressing as a team.